Hi, Salam Alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals. Welcome, sisters and brothers. Another session of War Talk, Critical Analytics, War Talk session. Today we're going to talk about And the Band Plays On. And the band plays on. See, you have music and you have lyrics. And most people pay attention to the music. Few pay attention to the lyrics. And sometimes the lyrics is the message. The music is just the means to get that message to you, to break through all your barriers, to get that message to you. See, they want to get a message to you, but they know you got this filter. See, you got these biases that built in. They call it in computers a compiler, which takes and it screens out any information that they don't want to go into the computer. See, so it just allows what they want to go in. Anything other than that, it screens it out. It's called a compiler, and they know you have that. See. And because they built it. We all have that. See, when we're growing up, before we become conscious of ourselves, become fully aware of ourselves, some of us never do, right? Before we can talk, we can walk, our parents start building that compiler, that filter. See, they call it raising. That's what some people call it. And so therefore, by the time you begin to think and start understanding things, your mind is already corrupted. Because they told you, don't pay attention to this, don't pay attention to that, right? Or don't listen to Muslims. Right? Don't listen to them people over here, unless they talk about Jesus. You see, obey Massa. Because you get in trouble if you don't obey Massa. See, all that stuff is built in before you have opportunity to think and understand and discern for yourself what is right and wrong. Because they've already told you what is right and wrong. See, because the slave master did it in the beginning. See, but now your parents perpetuate it. See, because they wasn't trained to say, this is right, this is wrong. Obey master, that's right. Disobey master, that's wrong. See, you're going to get your heaven after you die. See, obey master, right? Love master no matter what. Stay on the plantation, work hard, right? See, believe in Jesus. Jesus is Caucasian. All these things was there before you got the opportunity to figure out what's going on, to think about things. So by the time you start thinking, you already built this fortress around your brain, this filter that determines what goes in and what doesn't. And so your whole thinking is contorted based on that compiler that Master originally gave us, and now our parents give it because they have it. You understand what I'm saying? Because, Master gave it to our children. See, we was kidnapped over here for 64 years, as Elijah Muhammad taught us. For 64 years, they took our children away from us and indoctrinated them with this compiler, if you will. See, this filter. See, you're an animal, you got to obey master, so forth, so on. You don't know any better. So after 64 years, the process is complete. So when they have children, right, they're going to pass that bias on to their children. And so master have to do it. Master does not have to do it anymore. And you see it right now. See, children grow up and you're told, hey, well, you got to believe all these different things. They can't prove any of it now. But they don't have to, because once it's stuck there, right? See, that went in without any proof. That went in, that was just locked in. See? So the only proof you need right now is confirmation of what that compiler tells you is okay. See, if the compiler, if they say it's about Jesus, then that's truth. That's a fact. So that allows to get into you to think about it. Otherwise, you're not even going to bother with, hey man, you mess with them people over there, and you might not even know why. You might not even know why. Most time you don't, because you got these biases. You want to mess with this, you want to mess with that, you want to do this, you want to do that, because that's built in, and so that's affecting your thinking and the way you act and conduct yourself the rest of your life. And then what you're going to do, you're going to pass it on to your children. Master does not have to do it anymore. Somebody has to break that cycle. It says that Suleiman had to come and give you your mind back. It says that ego had to be plucked off of you. That's America and Britain, Gog and Magog. And then your mind will be, first it had to be plucked off of you, then your mind will be given back to you. Because right now you don't have it. And you got this compiler that's keeping you from getting it. Because anybody come and try, you lock it. I don't want to deal with that. See? That's what's happening to you, brothers and sisters. And right now, most of you, right away, I ain't going to listen to that. Right? See, it's operating. See? Instead of listening and discern whether it's true or not. But you can't, because your definition of truth is based on what that compiler says is truth. It has to get past that filter. The analytical mind. See, because they're strengthening the analytical mind. They taught you to think analytically, even though your nature is to think spatially. So you got an analytical mind to screen all that stuff out. Make sure you never get any of this information. Because right away, look at him. Man, he got that Afghan house on. Man, he must be an Afghan. He must be one of those terrorists. See? But have those Afghans, did they come over here and terrorize you? They put you in slavery, they rape you, they beat you. See? So whose side are you on? Oh, they terrorists over there. What do you think they was doing to us for nearly 500 years? You think that was a Valentine's Day? They got Valentine cards? You know, I want y'all to go out and work on the field all day today. Okay, boys and girls. Yeah, y'all be nice now. Now y'all come on, please now. I just want y'all to go out there and work on the field all day in the hot sun. Make sure you work hard now. That's the way it was done. You would have done it under those circumstances, or would they had to terrorize you into getting you to doing that? But yet still, they're terrorists over there. See? It makes no sense. That's one indication, right, that you have a distorted mind, right, with that filter around it, because things don't add up. 2 plus 2 don't equal 4. It equals 22 in your book. 3 plus 5 don't equal. 3 plus 5 ain't 8. 3 plus 5 is 35 or something. It just doesn't add up. See? We've been terrorized here, but you're talking about the terrorists over there. He looked like one of them terrorists. What does a terrorist look like? You've been looking at it for 500 years. See, who told you that they're terrorists over there? Who are they terrorizing? They come to terrorize you, or they come to terrorize people that's been terrorizing them? See? Oh, America, right, founded in peace and justice and equality. And they say that, and really? Was it? And you accept that. Why? Why you accept that? And you know it's not true. Because that filter's operating. And you're not going to break out of it. Some of you are afraid to death to break out, even if you recognize it. Because you're afraid of consequences. Because you know they're terrorists. And you know if you step out of it, they're going to terrorize you. That's why some of you just plain cowards. Walk around with slave masters' names, called your surname. They were never surnames. Never meant to surnames. They were ownership names. If you was owned by Dr. Applebaum, right, and your name was Amos, you was called Amos Applebaum. If Applebaum saved you to Master Bill-ass, your name became Amos Bill-ass. And whatever your master's name was, that was your brand to show who owned you. You would have many of those last names in your lifetime. Depends on who's owning you. So the one you have now is pretty much the one that probably the last master you had, and you walk around proudly. Why? Because that filter. Because if you had any sense, you would have got rid of that name as fast as you could. Because you wanted to walk around telling everybody, would you walk around with a sign saying, I'm owned by Master Applebutt? Would you walk around with a sign? Would you walk around with a sign, saying, I'm owned by Master Applebutt? Would you do that? Would you walk around with a sign saying my name is owned by Master Applebutt? No. Then why are you calling yourself James Applebutt? Because that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You want to say, I'm owned by Master Applebutt. If your name is James Applebutt, you're owned by Master Applebutt. If your name is James McPherson, you're owned by Master McPherson. You might as well have a sign saying I'm owned by Master McPherson. If that's exactly what that means, but that doesn't register with you. Why? Because that filter. See, they tell you that's all right. See? And what common sense tell you, that's exactly what it means. So why all these black folks running around here so proudly with a sign saying, I'm owned by Master Jackass. My name is Stupido Jackass, because I'm owned by Master Jackass. Okay, I'm going to play a short clip here, brothers and sisters. Right? And then I'm going to move into the main topic. So hold on here for a second. Before we take a break, I want to show you what's going on with U.S. and Iran, and we're back. We're talking about the same group of people again who want to start wars. NBC News is reporting U.S. weighs grim options if nuclear talks with Iran collapse. Grim, Doc. What's a grim option look like, Doc?
Well, as Iran and world powers prepare to resume negotiations next week on reviving a nuclear deal, the U.S. and its allies are already debating a list of Plan B options if the negotiations collapse. Western diplomats, former U.S. officials, and experts say Secretary of State Anthony Blinken,
a Jewish man,
yes, said
and the Deputy Secretary of State is Jewish. Just keep in mind who is running the foreign policy of this country.
Right, in the most diverse administration ever, said last month that the U.S. was prepared to turn to other options if the negotiations fail, and Israel has made it clear that it is ready to take military action if necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. There are a cascading set of consequences for all of this coming undone. I just don't see how this comes to a happy conclusion, said a former senior U.S. official familiar with the discussions.
Doc, if all these people in the Biden administration were Muslims, and we read Secretary of State, Mohammed Ibrahim, whatever his name is, said that, that the U.S. is prepared to turn to other options, and that the United States government, under the direction of Muslims running the foreign policy of America, was getting ready to attack Israel. Could I say that American foreign policy was controlled by Muslims and that the plan was to destroy Israel?
Yes, because you would be correct in that.
But would I be an Islamophobe if I said it?
Well, they might accuse you of that.
Yes, but would I be if I'm telling the truth?
Oh, but you've confused accusations with truth, Rick. And so that's the problem. They don't want people to say truth in that. And so the fact of the matter is that there are so many people of Jewish, what they claim to be Jewish, within the Biden administration. They are influencing policy. They are in favor of Israel.
They're European Ashkenazim. They're not Palestinian Jewish.
Right.
Okay. As simple as that. Very few people living in the modern state of Israel who are Palestinian Jews. When I say Palestinian, I'm talking about lived in Palestine.
Right.
When it was called Palestine.
And it was called Palestine.
Because when the European Ashkenazim began infiltrating in the 20s and 30s and then the war in 1948, they were killing, the European Ashkenazim were killing the Palestinian Jews. They killed Palestinian Jews, Palestinian Arabs, Muslims, Palestinian Christians. And
Jews, too.
That's what I'm saying. They
killed Jews that were living in the land.
That's what I'm saying. They were killing the Palestinian Jews. And so it's the biggest hoax that's ever been pulled on planet Earth. But it's dangerous because it's leading the world to war.
Right.
And so while we have all this going on with Russia right now, and I already showed you the Zionist fingerprints on this war with Russia, they're also gearing up for war with Iran. Doc, are they going to go absolutely crazy and just start attacking everybody simultaneously?
Well, if you're going to go in, go big, I guess. That's their thought at this point. As far as it relates to Iran, some of the options that they're looking up as far as further steps here, they're looking at ramping up sanctions, including targeting oil sales to China, pursuing a less ambitious interim nuclear deal, launching covert operations to sabotage Iran's nuclear program, which they're doing constantly anyway, and ordering military strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities or supporting Israeli military action. I guarantee you Israel's not going to do anything unless the U.S. is involved with it.
Okay, so we turn this around, and let's say that an Islamic-controlled, dominated U.S. Secretary or U.S. State Department is planning to launch covert operations to sabotage Israel's Dimona nuclear site.
There would be an outcry. There'd be, people hollering. The press would be going nuts, right?
And that the U.S. State Department is working to order U.S. military strikes against Israel's nuclear facilities. Just think of the outcry. If there were Muslims controlling the State Department, do you see the hypocrisy? And the fact that nobody in this country is allowed to talk about it? If you talk about it, you're deplatformed. You're ostracized. You're cut off for simply speaking the truth. And truth is forbidden in this country right now.
Verboten, yes.
But a commercial break.
Okay, brothers and sisters, even these people, they see war coming. War is on the horizon. They're at war now, actually. Angel tell us they're at war right now. But they just haven't got to the point of victory or defeat. See? At the point where one or the other is victorious, or one or the other is victorious. You got false Israel openly stating that they're going to attack Iran. They went in and allocated billions of dollars for that purpose openly, right? Not secretly, openly, letting everybody know they're going to attack Iran. They're practicing, they're doing drills and everything, and they're openly saying we're going to attack Iran, right? And we're allocating billions of dollars to do it. And Iran says you're going to need more billions than that, right? To deal with what we're going to inflict back upon you if you mess with us, if you do attack. So both of them are at war with each other. They openly state it. Right now it's called so-called proxy war, but they both state publicly that they're at war. This was never occurred before, not even before this before last year, no, this year, in 2020. See, and before 2020, it was never occurred. You see things happening right now that never occurred before 2020. You see China openly hostile, Russia openly hostile, right? You see all these things going on that they didn't occur before 2020, right? And as I've been telling you for 30 years plus, right, there'll be a plague in 2020 that will kill the firstborn but pass over the original people. See? Because it said in the Abrahamic covenant, which most of you have no idea about, 1619 to 2019, 40 years, and then a plague that would kill the firstborn was the elderly but pass over us. That's exactly what happened, and since 2020, everything has changed. And we're going to talk about that. See? We're going to talk about that. So that's why we're going to get into, and the band plays on, because you have music again and you have lyrics. And the purpose of the music is to break the analytical barrier. See? Break through that filter. Because the music's good, you're not going to pay attention to lyrics. You see some of these sisters, right? They be dancing and jamming right to songs that's putting them down, I mean, dramatically, calling them bitches and hoes and everything else, and because they love the music, see? And so, but then I realized, right, the point of the whole thing was, right, is to get those lyrics into your mind. And they know they couldn't give it, if they come to you directly without the music, you ain't having it. You don't have it. They come to you directly, call you, you ain't having it. But they put that music, color with music, it goes right in, no problem. And you dance and joke and dance to something that's putting you down, calling you niggas and everything else, and you down with it because you like that music. You don't understand the game, and the game man plays on. So we're going to talk about that. So let's move on. Let's see here. One second, brothers and sisters. Let's see. Slight alteration here. Hey, that seems like that'll work. Okay, that's good. Okay, brothers and sisters, the Democratic Party. Oh, they have mastered. They have mastered black music. Oh, they got a song for you. See, they've mastered it. See, but their lyrics, if you pay attention to their lyrics, oh man, they got you jamming to the music. They saying all the right things, right? The music is right, the melodies and everything, playing all the right melodies and everything else. But if you pay attention to the lyrics, let's look at their lyrics. See, there's the lyrics. Abortion, private prisons, 3-strike laws, joblessness, send your jobs overseas. That's how China got strong and destroyed Detroit, right? Which was a black mecca for jobs, right? And they sent them over to China, who was a basket case, and now Detroit's a basket case, and China's a world power. And what if they kept those jobs over here and gave them to you? No, they wouldn't, because you'd be sitting down there, right, in luxurious homes, right, and nice cars like they have, and they would have a hard time, just, discriminating against you because they're scared you might be messed with their daughters and sons, right? See, you make sure you get a better education, so they make sure, that's why they make sure you have those jobs. So they sent your jobs overseas to India and China, and now they're doing it. They sent your intellectual jobs over to India. They sent your industrial jobs over to China, and now they're sending your agricultural jobs. They're giving them back to people across the border. See, and what they got for you? Mass incarceration, 3-strike laws, private prisons, inferior education, public housing. That's the lyrics. But see, you playing, they got you going that's a song. The Republicans did this, and you're going to get American dream, and we're going to get better, right? Who they got? Who are they using to get that? To play that music for you? The demons, the ones that look like you. Because see, they can't play the devils. They can't play that music like the demons can, because they got that black blood in them, right? So they can play a little jazz, they can play a little rap, they can play a little soul, right? See, because the devils, they can't do it. So they need the demons to do it. So they playing the songs, right? See, that's their lyrics. The Sharptons, the Winfreys, right? The Denzel Washingtons, the Black Caucus, right? See, the Jesse Jacksons. See, they're all the ones that's playing the music. See, because they can get the notes that you lack. See, just like and so and they don't do nothing for you, but they playing us. T.J. Jakes. T.G. whatever his name is, T.G. Jakes, all these so-called preachers, right? See, they got them the demons to play that music for you. They get those notes that you lack, you see. But all the meanwhile, those are lyrics. Those are lyrics. And democracy, right? Those are the weapons you would use in democracy to keep your enemy down, because in democracy, the majority rules. And so they can make sure they remain the majority and you remain the minority. And all those problems, all that lyrics right there, make sure you remain the minority. Especially abortion, that gets right to the point. See, here you are, you're on your way to the voting booth by way of Planned Parenthood, Nancy Singer's slaughterhouses, and you're slaughtering your baby, you're slaughtering a vote to make a vote. 22 million and counting already aborted. See, if there was 22 million black babies was alive right now, you might be the majority in this country. You'd be running it. but they make sure it's not going to happen. All those laws are based on that. Joblessness, that means you can't afford babies. You're taking birth control. Streets, private prison, streets-like laws, and mass incarceration. You ain't making no babies in prison. And they make sure with 3 strike laws, you stay in there forever. So by the time you get out, you're way beyond reproduction age. You see? Oh, I forgot. Excuse me, my bad, right? I forgot about homosexuality. Oh, ain't that moving? Because you ain't making no babies there either, are you? And they really pushing that real hard. Those are the lyrics. See, but you dance to the music. See? And the band plays on. See? It says, if you read Islamic, right, theology and Hadith, it says the Jal, right, he plays his irresistible music for 40 years. Right? So all these people, bastards and illegitimate children, all that kind of stuff, right? Even the people, they would follow him. They couldn't help it. Like, they got that from the Pied Piper idea came from that. See? They didn't come from that Pied Piper, they got it from that story about the Jal. Because he would play it, right? And but in the 40 years, the music would stop suddenly. And then everybody that was all locked into that music, mesmerized by that music, enchanted by the music, would find themselves in hell. That's where it goes. He played irresistible music. And that's what Democrats and Democratic, that's why I call it Democratic Party, is playing the irresistible music for you right now. And you buying it and you're not paying attention to the lyrics. And then once you're going to stop singing that song, because once they got you in that trap, it says it will come as a snare, because once they got you in the snare, they don't need to play it anymore. Because they already got you. It says this day will come to you, those that dwell on the earth, talking about you, black people. It says those that dwell on the earth, talking about dwell amongst the European countries, talking about you, it said they will come as a snare. See, because once you in the trap, see, the snare, you got to have something to lure you into it. See, music or bait or something has some kind of lure you into the trap. Once you're in it, they don't need to play it anymore because you're in it. And then, poof, snap. It says that he would play irresistible music for 40 years and then suddenly stop playing and you find yourself in hell. So suddenly stop playing, they said, what the hell? Oh. Then you see you're in the trap. You got you in the snare. It's too late. Next thing you do is cut your throat. Because that's all these programs are designed just for that. And if you understand anything about the democracy you say you love, all those things will make sure you stay a minority. That means you stay under their control. Okay, let's move on to the next one, brothers and sisters. Okay, remember I was saying about the demons? Okay, let's make a little adjustment here. You know what I'm saying about the demons? Master demon, Farrakhan. See, he's Elias in the book. Elijah Muhammad's spokesman. If you look at he was a musician by that was his trade. He was a musician, Elias. He's also Aaron. Remember? Because Aaron was Elijah's spokesman. Right? He was Elijah's spokesman. He was Elijah's spokesman. I'm not going into all the details about it, but you understand the injury, you understand what's going on with him, right? See, he's the son of addition that took over after Elijah left. The son of addition was sitting in Elijah's seat. See? But you don't believe that because that filter is right and it cleared it. And all you got to do is read Exodus. That'll break through that filter, but there's no music there, so you don't get through it. All you got to do is read Exodus. Exodus reveals who he is, right? All you got to do is read, But see, he's playing Elijah's music. Because see, Elijah's music was affecting, it was moving black folks, moving them. But he ain't playing Elijah's lyrics. He playing this music, but he's not playing his. All you got to do is read the lessons. Read the lessons. Elijah's lessons that he got from Master Muhammad. Right? Read that. Read Message Black Man. Look at Elijah Muhammad's tapes. Read Exodus. He's not giving you Elijah Muhammad's lyrics. He's giving you his music. See, because you was moving to his music. He said, oh man, come on man, buy Message Black Man. How you live, how you get fall of America. He's not teaching that stuff. The whole bottom line of Master Muhammad coming here was to take us back home. He said, we will not return to have thorough knowledge about ourselves. He says, the promised land, back to Arabia, that was the whole purpose of coming here, that's the whole purpose of Exodus. Which then Exodus means leave out. That's the whole Exodus. He said, we're living out Exodus means to leave, but he's telling you we ain't going nowhere. And the whole purpose of Master Muhammad came to take us out of here. Whole 440 years Elijah Muhammad was prepared to get the hell out of here. But he said we ain't going nowhere. He's not giving you Elijah Muhammad's lyrics, he's giving you his music. See? He says America belongs to us. We gave our sweat and blood. And the lesson say this is the worst part of the planet Earth. It says we reserve the best part of planet Earth. We reserve the best part of the planet Earth for ourselves, which is Arabia. So why would we settle for the worst part of the planet Earth? Elijah Muhammad says that we'd be a fool to want to stay in the land of our imprisonment. Farrakhan said we ain't going nowhere. So who's the lie there? So how the hell is he teaching Elijah Muhammad's lyrics? Right? He's giving his music. Oh man, his message, black man's fall America, and he's not teaching that stuff. I recall, this brother, Carruthers, he was like the captain in Temple Mosque when I was going to try to wake these people up and they rejected, right? And young brother, maybe 20, 25, 26, got a severe case of gout. He's a captain. Got a severe case of gout. And I'm saying, hey brother, because that's unusual. I says, oh brother, I mean, how is how to live working? I mean, is that not working for you? His response was, oh, you mean that stuff works? They ain't reading that stuff. He was the captain. He said, oh, you mean that stuff works? See, because most of them are demons over there, and the rest of them, they're idiots, right? Because if they're idiots, that means they ain't studying, they ain't checking anything. All you got to do is light switches everywhere. You got to just flip one light switch and everything light come on. He's exposed. Allah, the scientists, Elijah Muhammad, Master Muhammad has put light switches all over the places. The scripts have light switches all over the place. All you got to flip one, light comes on. So you ain't got to go looking for a light switch. They're all over the place. You don't have to go looking for a light switch. They're all over the place. Anyway, you turn around, there's a light switch, just turn on, and he's exposed. Turn on Exodus, he's exposed. Read the lesson, he's exposed. Right? Read any of the scripts, he's exposed. He's Aaron, Elijah Muhammad's spokesman, he's exposed. No matter how you look, he's exposed. Biologically, right? As far as the devil, he's exposed. How in hell he could be anointed as far as the devil? It's light switches all over the place. So if you're deceived by him, it's because you're a demon or you want to be. Period. There's light switches all over the place. Everyone you switch reveals who he is. Son of a ditch will make war with the saints for 40 years. Wait a minute. Then aren't the NOI supposed to declare themselves being the saints? Right? It says he will overcome them. So that means he didn't do it while Elijah Muhammad was around. And they didn't consider themselves saints before Elijah Muhammad. That means he would do it after Elijah Muhammad. So if Farrakhan's not doing it, that means you got 40 years of hell in front of you. Because the son of a ditch will take control of you and make war with you and prevail against you for 42 years. It's right there. There's light switches everywhere. I said, besides the fact his father's the devil. Then it says, they tell you, oh, well, the Son of Man, he's got hair like lamb's wool. And he's got dark skin, bronze colored skin. That's not Farrakhan. His hair's not like lamb's wool. He had the fool on Sunday, November, what was that? November 21st, I guess it was, 2021. Talking about, hey man, they got that white picture on the wall of Jesus, man, and the angel was a description of Jesus. Jesus got lamb's wool hair and he got dark skin. Well, that ain't the description of Farrakhan either. And they claim he's a son of man. So no matter how you flip, anywhere you look, just flip a switch, he's exposed. See, look at him. He says he wants to fight for America. If America, what follow America, isn't that what Elijah Muhammad said? God is attacking America. So he said he wants to fight. We own America, right? It belongs to us because we our sweat and blood, right? That's what he's saying. It belongs to us, right? Because we made it, right? So he says it belongs to us. So then we'll fight for it. So in other words, anybody attack America, we would fight side by side with the devils to protect America. But if America goes to war like that, Father America says that's going to be God's purpose. That's God's coming. So you'll be fighting against God. That's clear enough right there. See? So you're going to fight for America if they take and attack America. Then you're going to be fighting alongside the devils because America belongs to us. That's what he says. Okay, so for instance, you got America. Now you claim that you brothers with the so-called indigenous people, so-called Indians, Native Americans. So what they come up and say, okay, Mr. Farrakhan, can we have our land back? What you going to tell them? Go F themselves? You see, none of that up does it. Because the land belongs to them. It says the land, he talks about the Abrahamic covenant, but he just said the first part of it. He don't say read the whole thing. See? It says the land, first of all, it said it would be sojourners, that means temporary. Number one. Second of all, right, it says that the land that is not ours. 2 points right there. See? And it says we'll return, right? That's another point right there. Return back to our fathers, back to our land. That's right in there. He don't read all that part. So the land is not ours, then why are we going to take it? We're going to become thieves like the people that took it. So journeys mean temporary. He said we ain't going anywhere. He said we're going to inherit America. We're going to inherit the land that we once were slaves, which is a lie. He's trying to use the story of Joseph to sustain that, and they read that backwards like that. They twist the scriptures to get the message they want to get through. If you read the story of Joseph, it comports totally with what Elijah Muhammad taught us. Because Joseph was put here. He was imprisoned. Elijah Muhammad said we was in prison for 64 years, right? From 1555 to 1619, which was they kept a secret because they didn't want anybody to know, right? That was a big going joke. That there was like a private joke that they had, tongue-in-cheek type of joke, right? That because it's fiscal histories, we was enslaved in 1619. But he says no, we actually came in 1555, 64 years. See, and that's what the story of Joseph's all about. This is the way Elijah Muhammad taught. But Farrakhan tried to twist it around and say, oh, slavery started in 1555. No, it didn't. It started in 1619. That's what Elijah Muhammad taught. He did that to get around the COVID thing. Because he says, well, no. The reason why he missed it, 1619 to 2019, 40 years, then 2020 be a plague that would kill the firstborn of Passover us. And he said, wow, how you missed that? Well, no. Well, he had twisted. Well, no, we started slavery in 1555. That means 1955 should be 40 years. That means it should have been plagued in 1956. And so it was. That means we're not really true slaves. Abraham says a bunch of lies. But the point is that we were enslaved for 400 years. You see? And the plague happened exactly like it said. So we are true to Abraham. But you read the whole thing about it, it said we will be sojourners here. We'll leave out. It said there'll be a final plague, right? They'll force us actually leave out here. See? Which is on the way. But you have the sealed version, unsealed version. But the bottom line is that he's not teaching Elijah Muhammad's teaching. He's not teaching the Abrahamic covenant. See, he just taught the first part of it. where he says we're not going anywhere, but Abraham comes and said we are going somewhere, and actually tells you where we're going. It says the best part of planet Earth is in Arabia. It actually tells you that. But he's not going back there. He said we ain't going anywhere. Well, we're going to inherit America. Why are we going to inherit America? The messenger said we'll be fools to withstand the land by imprisonment. Plus, it's the worst part of planet Earth. The lessons tell you that. It says we're going to inherit the best part of planet Earth, which is Arabia. We reserved it for ourselves. That's what it says. That's not what he's teaching. See, you pay attention to the music. He's playing Elijah Muhammad's music, but he's serving up masses lyrics. See, devils in NOI. How you gonna bring devils in NOI when the lesson says they're impossible to live within peace? So the determination was made to take them off the planet. But no, he's going to save them and bring them to NOI. That gets around about race mixing. Like Muhammad said, that should be forbidden. But if you bring them in NOI, they're your brothers and sisters. So you're going to tell this white sister, right, that she can't marry this black brother. She's MGT here, FOI. You already got it going on. You got Mexicans marrying sisters. See? Now he said, that's okay. That's not okay. The messenger never spoke. He necessarily didn't speak ill, but he didn't speak very well about them, because the point is, the lesson say they were our first enemy. See, because they was exiled over here because they started worshiping. They took religion to a whole new level. Started worshiping sticks and stones. So they were exiled over here. And now all of a sudden, according to Farrakhan, they are brothers and sisters, and they bring them in. And the ones he brings in are actually demons anyway. Because you go out there, and I'm not knocking those people out there, but the point is that they call Hispanics because they're descendants of Spanish people. And when the Spanish came over here, they didn't bring their women. They raped the women because those people were dark skinned, as dark as I am, when they showed up over here. And now they're so light. That means they're demons. They're Spanish seed, devil seed. So they're gonna bring them up from Mexico, and now also they put an FOI uniform on them. They're demons. There's devils in you know. They're not. And first of all, they're not of our tribe. See, they're tribe of Hindis, right? They came out of India, but it says message to the black man in America. So how's he teaching America's? How you teaching Elijah Muhammad's lyrics? He's not teaching. He's teaching Master Fard Muhammad's teaching. He's not teaching it. See, because he wouldn't be putting. See, because he got Mexicans in there. That was his drug smoking buddy. That's what he said when he was down in Mexico. Why was he down in Mexico? Why did they run when the messenger departed? Why did they run to Mexico? See, Farrakhan the one brought him back. They would still be down there. Farrakhan brought him back after he so-called come back to finish off the Nation of Islam for the devils. So he brought him back, and of course, wanted credibility. He tried to get Ali try to get a lot of people come on, try to get credibility, but a lot of people said, "Man, heck with you." But they went with it because they ain't had nothing down there. They took all the money they could and ran down. They got out the country, and that's what you're going to see. If Farrakhan was die there tomorrow, all his family, everything be gone. Stupid Ishmael might stick around for a little while, trying to pretend he's talking to Farrakhan on the plane, right? He might be stupid because he's stupid. But the rest are going to disappear. And they're going to disappear to Saudi Arabia because that's where they already set up. Because they told not to teach this Abrahamic covenant stuff. Why? Because they sit on our land. That's what Abrahamic covenant says. That's our land. So they paid them up not to teach it. And so if anything goes, they already set up. They move back to Saudi Arabia. They already got houses and everything already set up over there. See, you've been saying, I'm telling you, playing the list to the music, and you ain't paying attention to lyrics. Because these are lyrics. You can prove everything I'm saying here. Devils in no eye. How you gonna do that when the lesson says they're impossible to get along? They call them devils. So he don't call them devils anymore. He says Elijah Muhammad told him don't call them devils anymore. But yet he didn't tell all his other ministers that. So in other words, all the other ministers are gonna continue calling them devils, but Farrakhan is not. But Elijah Muhammad said he don't want to be called devils anymore, but he didn't told anybody but Farrakhan. And Farrakhan still used the term after he so-called came back for years. And all of a sudden he got an epiphany. Oh man, I remember Elijah Muhammad told me secretly not to do this anymore. Really? See? No nation building. See? They tell you Malachi is supposed to be a nation. Elijah Muhammad talked about a nation. He's not doing any nation building. Not at all. You seen any nation building anywhere? You talking about some economic program. Have you seen the economic program? Where is it? Is it visible? You've been giving the money for years. Almost near 40 years, been giving my economic program. Only economics been improved is his economics. That's why it says, could a man rob God? Which thing that Malachi is talking about? Talking about him. It says you robbed this whole nation. He's robbing the nation. He's taking the money. He says, what kind of money was he robbing God of? He's robbing God of the money that was supposed to be going to the nation of tithes and offerings. And he's taking it for himself. So it says he will be cursed with a curse. And he is. He got it disemboweled. God would never do that to any of these miserable prophets who are anointed. Okay? So he's the chief demon, legion. Louis Eugene grounds the NOI backwards. See, that's Scientology and Sunnism. See, that's the lyrics. See, Elijah Muhammad would not even allow them into his mosque, into his temple. He didn't allow the Sunnis, Arab Sunnis, he wouldn't allow them into his temples. They could not even come into his temples. He was not let them in the door. He was instructed not to let them in. But now Farrakhan wants you to go over there and pray with them. And they'll care nothing about you. They come here and sell you inferior goods. They come here and sell stores. They don't sell stores in the white folks' neighborhood. They sell in your neighborhood. And they sell you inferior goods. They sell you pork stuff they don't eat, and liquor and everything else. And they try to hit on the women. And they sell you inferior products anyway. And they talk to you like a dog, right? And they betray you every chance because you talk. They tell the police in a hot minute. See? And they tell you that your religion is stupid, it's wrong, like theirs ain't. See? And that your God, right, is a fraud, and Elijah Muhammad's a liar, yet you go over there and want to pray with these people in their mosques? And that's what Farrakhan is actually pushing. Did he change the name to temple to mosque? Then don't have you going doing Sunni prayers now? Then he changed Ramadan to their Baptist Ramadan? And you going to tell me he's not teaching Sunnism? Okay? That's the lyrics. But see, he's a musician. He playing Elijah Muhammad's music. See? And so you dance to the music, and you get the lyrics, like a fish on a hook, right? You got to put the worm on there, that's attraction. But when he bites on it, as they know, right, he's fish stew. See? It's the lyrics. They're using the music, they break that barrier to get that. See? Because he wasn't saying he's with Elijah, if he wasn't saying that kind of everything, he probably wouldn't have gotten anywhere as far as he did. But he's tracking with Elijah, that's debate. Message of the black man, how to live, fall of America, our nation's face has arrived, Savior's Day, which he changed that from Savior's Day, like Master Muhammad's Day, to Savior's Day to include him. Did you miss that when put the apostrophe in? He just play games with you because he know you're stupid. Because only stupid people, right, will sit around in the dark when there's light switches everywhere and curse the dark. Man, I'm tired of this darkness. And there's light switches everywhere. There's even little voices on this white switch saying, click me here, I'm over here. You got audio light switches, right? Say, hey, I'm over here. And you still won't turn on, but you already walking around in the darkness, stumbling over everything and angry. Mad because of darkness. That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. Mr. Farrakhan, Aaron, Elijah's the musician. He's playing Elijah's music, but he ain't singing Elijah's song. He's not giving you Elijah's lyrics. He's giving you Elijah's music. And you got your dance to Elijah's music. Right? But you singing Master song. You're singing Master song. That's the one that's getting through. See? Because you know Elijah Muhammad's music is time tested, right? It breaks through, it gets through. Because you like that, man. Oh man, original man. Make on the queen of planet Earth, God universe. Right? See? And so you get down with that. Because Elijah was around, right? Except for the demons, most people were with Elijah or sympathetic to Elijah's cause. See? So you know that music works. See? So the devil tell me, yeah, keep playing that music. See? But here's the lyrics. See? This is the lyrics I want you to put in. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I think that's pretty much it. Let me look. See what else we got here. Oh yeah, we can say one more thing here. Let me check this out. Yeah, one more thing here. Oops. Talking about one more thing here. See this right here? We talked about that earlier. Okay? Those names that you call surnames, right? See that Jay-Z. Why is he calling himself, why does he still walk around Sean, officially Sean Corey Carter? See, that's his Facebook name, his performance name, Jay-Z. But the name he actually go by is Sean Corey Carter. So he must have a sign saying, I'm owned by Master Carter. That's exactly what that means. If he's got all this money, he's so intelligent and everything, and he's so independent, then why is he walking around with Master's name? Unless he is Master's child. He is son of rape. He's a demon, right? And so therefore that makes sense because that's his real name, because he's really a demon. He's a seed of Master. So his ancestry traced back to Europe. See? Because you go by your father, right? Your paternal side. That's your heritage, right? So his father was a devil, or his grandfather on his father's side was a devil, or his great-grandfather on his father's grandfather. He's a devil because he's a seed of a devil, and so he's a demon, and therefore his ancestry traced back to Europe, so that by that name traced back to Europe, so that tells you his line, his line is ascendancy, his descendant line. Not descendant line, his ancestry line. That's what that means. That's what your surname is supposed to mean. See? Because he not. If he traced it back to Africa, he wouldn't have, because nobody in Africa that's original has named Carter, Parker, and Broadus, and Jones. Those are not names that show interest to go back there. So he's walking around with a sign saying, I'm a demon. He's even saying that, or he's saying he's butt broken by Master and he lacks it. So if he's not a demon, then what he's saying is that I'm owned by Master, and I'm happy, I like it. Because those names were not surnames, they never were surnames. Only if they were surnames if you was a demon. See? And then even then you had to be careful, because you could still be a demon, you still be Master Child, you still serve to another Master, and then your name would change. So if you was owned by Master Carter, he sold you to Master Parker, then your name would be Sean Carter, but then when he sold you to Master Parker, your name would change to Sean Parker. So it wasn't never a sign of your origin, it was a sign of your ownership. So you walk around a sign now saying, I'm owned by Master Carter. that's what you're saying, because that's exactly what you're saying, right? That's exactly what you're saying. That's my. Because if you walk around with that name, say my name is Sean Carter, that's the same thing as having a sign saying I'm owned by Master Carter. And the same way it was back then, the same way it is now. Because you walk around and you have a little pass, or your pass will say, what's your name, boy? My name is Sean Carter. Oh, okay, you're owned by Master Carter. So what you doing out here, boy? The Master Carter said you do something. Oh no, Master Carter want me to do another errand. Okay, boy, will you take it an errand and get your ass back to Master Carter? See? Then you might see next year, hey, Sean Carter. Oh no, I'm Sean Parker. I'm owned by Master called Parker now. There was never names meant to show your inheritance, except in the case if you was a demon master's child. And even then, if he sold you, he got on bad times or whatever for a reason, so it's another master, it would change. Even then, it would change. So therefore, you had a name that wasn't even yours because you was owned by Master. You was son of Master Carter, right? See, through rape. But now you're on Master Parker's plantation, so now they calling you Sean Parker, right? But your real name is Sean Carter because you Master's child. So even then there's a mix-up. But either way, those names was meant to show ownership, not origin. Ownership. Because none of them meant, because no black people, I mean, like I said, unless you're a demon, ain't no Carters in Africa, ain't no Jones in Africa. At least there wasn't. I mean, there may be something there now, right? But because they're European descent. No Broadus, no butt ass, right? No Washington, no Winfrey. See? No Robinson. See? None of that. No Brostein. So if you walk around with it, that means you might as well have a sign saying, I'm owned by Master Robinson. Because that's exactly what it means. And so therefore you have no problem with it because you're doing it. Otherwise, you would get rid of it as fast as you clear all traces of it. So if you walk around telling my name is Denzel Washington, that means you have a sign saying I'm still owned by Master Washington. I'm owned by Master Jefferson. I'm owned by Master Winfrey. Because you're a house Negro. Period. Either way, you're still a house Negro. Right? I mean, no, if you're a demon, you're a house Negro. If you're not, then you're a field Negro. And you ain't ever get near the house because you ain't Master's child. Only one got in the house is Master's children because he could trust them because he knew they was him. They just had a different tone. See? But they knew it was still him. So they allowed him in the house because they could trust, because they thought just like he thought. Only problem is there's the skin tone, so they were still nigger from his point of view, but still no, they got Persian privileges, and they still thought like him. So their mind was with him. See, but they ain't gonna allow you, and they know they couldn't trust you because they don't know, because you think, you're thinking this whole different process, right? So even though they still had your mind locked, it's like a lion. Right? You may train him, but you're always going to watch him because he never know when he might revert back to being a lion. See? Then you become lion shit. See? So here we go. KRS, right? Lawrence Chris Parker. He's tough. No, he's saying I'm owned by Master Parker. So ain't no damn thing I'm saying he can say I will listen to. Kanye West, billionaire. See, he owned by Master West. He's telling you, they got a sign, I'm still owned by Master West, right? Nas, owned by Master Jones. Lord House, Snoop Dogg, he's Calvin, good brothers. Really? See, they got this fake ass Facebook names. They ain't nothing. Lil Wayne, I'm Lil Wayne. No. You're owned by Master Carter, and you proud of it because you walk around outside. You're the demon or you idiot. Or you sell out, or you butt busted, butt broken, and you like it. So they usually do butt breaking back there. So you got butt broken, you like it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have those names. You got rid of those names so long ago. Because these people, they got all this money. It would take them a blink of an eye. They'll call a lawyer. Just got to call a lawyer 5 seconds, their names be gone. With the money all they got to do is make one phone call, and the names be gone. So why they holding on to them? Because they're either demons, most of them are demons, right? Or they're butt broken and they don't like it. A second they can just call and change it. They don't have to worry about it. Just tell a lawyer, I want that name change, bam, it's done. Before they hang the phone. They got billions of dollars, so how come they don't change them? They walk around these old fake ass names. I'm KRS, I'm Jay-Z, I'm Snoop Dogg. No, you a damn, you own my master. You still own my master. You're a slave, you own my master. Either way, you own my master. You either own by master through his bloodline from rape, or you own by him because you're just ignorant, stupid. Now you don't like it too bit. You think I'm afraid of some fools like this? Don't even know who the hell they are? Especially demons, definitely speaking of damn demons, right? I recognize them. Say soon mama recognized like that, they got radar on them. That's where you're gonna separate them out. See? Elijah couldn't separate them out. He told him, no, you can't do it. But he said, hey, separate the wet chaff from the wheat. He said, no, you can't do it. You gotta leave it to Suleiman. He's gonna do it. I got radar. You understand? Because I'm pointing you out right now. Right there, that's simple right there. What I just told you is very simple. Very simple. Recognize them. Why are these people, are they not demons? If they ain't demons, and they're supposed to have knowledge, they got money, and they're supposed to understand what that mark was. They had an idea of history. Even if they had an idea of history, still should ask them, what the hell were these? See? They changed their name for public reasons. But for reality, why would they wear these names when they wear slavery? Some of them talk about it, right? Jay-Z had a whole movie about it recently. See, just like when they first came out that Root movie back in the 80s, was it 80s, 70s, right? And they found that most all the black players in there, they was all married to white folks. I mean, they was in the movie, and the movie tells you exactly what happened and everything else. The movie, the whole scene about they taking a name from Kunta Kinte, beating him to death to take his name from it. And they saw this very clear. Everybody saw it, and nobody said. Even the latest version talks about it, and they still walk around with those names. So that tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? Okay, brothers and sisters, niggas and demons. War talk. We're at war, brothers and sisters. War of the mind, that's the most powerful thing. Not atomic weapons and all that kind of stuff. They try to scare us. Can't scare us with that. We made the stars. Stars are atomic bombs, right? And you guys little firecrackers. What you think stars are, brothers and sisters? I think that's it. That's it, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. See? And the band plays on. See? They got you going with those lyrics. And got you going with the music. And you ain't paying attention to the lyrics. Lyrics getting in. Designed to destroy you while you dancing and playing. Or you having a good time. Enemy's closing in on you, poisoning you to death, killing your children, everything else. But you got you going that music, because they master, Democratic Party master that music. Farrakhan, he's mastered that music, he's giving you Elijah Muhammad's music. But he's not giving you Elijah Muhammad's lyrics. Assalamu alaikum.